What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some test hands here for the MathMech deck. So I hope you guys are all actually excited about this. This deck definitely has great potential in terms of the Cyverse realm. Obviously it's meant to be a Cyverse deck, so the way it's played is it's actually quite restricted towards just Cyverse monsters, given some of your effects will definitely keep you in that realm. But with that being said, there is quite a few Cyverse monsters out there, so maybe if you wanted to toy around with different kind of Cyverse extra deck monsters, you could maybe get something working out there. But with that being said, it is a typical Cyverse deck, I guess, but in its own unique way, focusing on mathematics, I guess, based off what they actually do. But that's already been covered in the deck profile, so definitely go check that out before you watch this. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely drop a like, share, comment and subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the bell notification as well. It really does help. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so here's our opening hand. As you guys remember, we do have one proxy in the deck, that is the Cynet Mining. So please forgive me on that, but I just have yet to actually get the card. But with that being said, let's see what we can actually do here. We do have a multiplication, which is definitely quite nice, allowing us to potentially turn this into one of your monsters into a level 8 monster, which is definitely fantastic, of course. So yeah, with that being said, let's see what else we can do here. I'm thinking, well, we could actually just go with this first and activate the Cynet Mining. We could discard the multiplication, and I'm actually going to allow myself to search for a diameter, which would be quite nice, of course, because it is the new card in Return of the Duelist, which I believe to be a really nice addition to the deck itself. So we have diameter over here, which is also a tuner monster, so we're going to normal summon this out, and this will essentially allow us to then target a level 4 monster in our graveyard. That has to be Cyverse, of course, that would be multiplication, and we're going to add it or special summon it back out. It just can't activate its effects. So with that being said, let's see, what else can we do here? We can then activate our one-time passcode. This would, or maybe we could save that for the time being, because what we could do is go for multiplication, link that off, allowing us to then go for, where is it, our Link Disciple. And this will essentially allow us to then go for a special summon of Parallel Exceed, summoning out our other copy of Parallel Exceed, so hopefully we get that somewhere right over here. And because we have the extra one, we could also just use Link Disciple, tribute this off, draw a card, and put a card back down. So that's up to you if you want to. We're going to do it anyway, because why not? And we're going to draw a card. We have here another multiplication, so we may as well just put it on the bottom of the deck there. But you know, even if you had it out there as an extra monster, it's fine, because you could always just use it as a link monster anyway. So let's just assume that, you know, since we didn't really get much of a change in situation here. So with that being said, we could actually just go for perhaps something like maybe Splash Mage, which would actually be not bad of an option, because what I was thinking is maybe if we went for Splash Mage over here, we could then take also, let's see, how do we do this here? So we could go for Splash Mage, bring back our Link Disciple, we could then activate one-time passcode, allowing us to then go for our, where is it? Well, our token, and then we take the token with the Link Disciple, link that away, going for an Ip Masquerena. We then take Ip Masquerena and the Splash Mage and link that away, allowing us to either go for our Avramax, or we could go for a Firewall Dragon. In this case, we go for Avramax, it's a bit more powerful in this situation. And then we could take Diameter and Parallel Exceed, and this will essentially allow us to then go into our Synchro Summon, which will bring out our Final Sigma. The Final Sigma unfortunately won't be in the extra monster zone, but that's okay. It's still unaffected by card effects except for MathMech cards, which, well, that's only going to apply if it's in the extra monster zone, but even so, it has other effects that can go off with. And keep in mind, you also have here the super factorial, which you could actually set there. So not too bad of a start, definitely something that you could definitely expand upon. Keep in mind, this deck is so flexible, so whatever monsters you bring out, you could totally go for something different here. And yeah, we'll just do that by doing as many opening test hands as possible. Alright, so here's our next opening hand. Again, this is very different here, but definitely something that is quite crazy because we have 5 monsters here. Well, this deck does have a massive 26 monster deck anyway, so with that being said, we're obviously going to try some different things, but we do have here our Signet Mining, allowing us to search for whatever we want by discarding a card. So what do we actually want to go for in this particular circumstance? We already have almost everything, but which one do we want to get rid of? Sigma can summon itself out, Subtraction and Addition can also do the same, and I guess Nabla, I mean, even so, I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? I'm thinking, let's go for Subtraction and get that to the graveyard, and we have these two here being the special summons. This is the only normal summon, so we're going to look for something else that can also special summon and see if that can work out. I'm thinking, let's go for Balancer Lord. You know, go for a bit of variety, that's a bit different. So we're going to normal summon out Balancer Lord, pay 1,000, go for the Nabla, and we're also going to summon out the Sigma because you have no monsters in your extra monster zone. And oh, we could actually just do this from the graveyard, so we could actually keep Subtraction, discard Sigma instead. So this will special summon itself back out from the graveyard, and then you could just use Subtraction and Addition to summon themselves out onto the board that way. So definitely fantastic. Let's see, what else can we do here? Well, I'm thinking we could do a lot. I mean, you have 5 monsters on board. What kind of potential do you actually have in this particular circumstance here? It's pretty crazy when you actually think about it, but even so, I mean, you really definitely have to think about what you want to go into in this case, because do you want to extend in some sort of way? I mean, what can you potentially do in this case here? I'm thinking, I mean, this is okay, but this does lock us out for the rest of the turn. So if we want to go for any high monsters now, we definitely want to start with the Link Devotee. But with that being said, I don't play any Link 3, so we might be going for a bunch of Synchros and XCs. So what we could do is, I'm going to try a bit of a variety here. We're going to take here, we're going to keep at least one tuner, but the other one, Subtraction and Addition. Perhaps we'll go for these two, and this will allow us to then go for our Alambertian and keep that on the regular monster zones. And this will essentially allow us to tribute one monster and special summon something else. That's an additional effect that you don't need. Otherwise, let's see, you could detach some materials here, so we're going to just detach. We could go for 2 or we could go for 3. So if we do 2, then we get a Mathmech from the deck to the hand. If we go for 3, we can add any level 4 monster, which is quite nice, of course, but I'm thinking let's just go for 2. And with that being said, we may as well just keep one monster out on the board as an extra, right? So let's say we keep Sigma here and have the addition boosted up, so that would be quite nice. So these two would go, and then you get out a Mathmech monster from your deck. So in this case, you might want to just prepare for your next turn. In this case, you might want to go for a Diameter because it could just follow up on the next turn anyway. Definitely nice, but we could obviously take Nabla or Sigma, and we could simply just Synchro Summon, and this will allow us to then go for whatever we want. So in this case, we can't go for our final Sigma. Of course we could if we kept one of the non-tuners as well. We could technically go for final Sigma, so that is a potential board. Just letting you guys know. But with that being said, we could also go for Magma here as well. That would be quite nice as an option. And even so, if you wanted to climb up and go into your final Sigma. That's also an option. But let's also look at different possibilities. We could also go for a Link Summon, go for Splash Mage, bring back one of your monsters, go for these two again, and this will bring out whatever, and then link them away, allowing you to go for either our Crusadia Avramax, or you could go for your Firewall Dragon. So you can see that there's definitely quite a bit of potential in terms of what you want to go for. For example, I mean, there's the possibility of going for Firewall Dragon as well, definitely quite nice there. Like, instead of going for Avramax, you could take all of that and also the Alan Bershan, and you could go for Dark Fluid. I mean, it depends what you have in your extra deck, it depends what you want to do with each of your cards, and this is the fun of the deck. The deck allows you to experiment a lot and go into your different options, and although you have a wide variety of cards among the Cyberse extra deck monsters, you're at the same time ironically limited to only the Cyberse monsters. So it's quite an interesting dynamic you're actually dealing with there, but if you guys actually do enough experimentations with all of these test hands, you could surely find out something that's unique to your particular playstyle. Alright, so here's a very different hand again. We have here, wow, this is a bit different, but I think we can work with this. So let's go with one-time passcode, link that away, allowing us to go for our, where is it here, Link Disciple. This will summon out our Parallel Exceed, which will summon out another one from our deck anyway. So let's look for it, where is it, over here. From that, what we could do is, we have Monster Reborn, but we have nothing in the grave. We have Pot of Desires as well, which is definitely quite nice. We do have the option to go for a Splash Mage, which is nice, so let's consider that as well. So we could take Parallel Exceed and Link Disciple, link them away, allowing us to go for Splash Mage, allowing us to then bring back the Exceed Dragon. So this brings us back to the next one again, but of course you could Synchro Climb, Link Climb, well, Link Climb that is. With that being said, you also have the option for Monster Reborn, which is definitely quite nice here. So yeah, it is quite a huge amount of options you have available. For example, we'll take the two Parallel Exceeds, and we're going to go into our Underclock Taker this time. And then we link these two off, allowing us to then go for our, where is it, Avramax. You could go for a Firewall as well if you wanted to, that's definitely an option, but I'm going to go for the Avramax here. And from that, what we could also do is we could activate the Monster Reborn to bring back whatever, and continue there. But I'm going to shuffle my deck and go for Pot of Desires. I think there's a bit of variety there. Alright, so I'm going to activate the Pot of Desires, banishing off 10 cards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll draw 1 and 2. So let's take a look and see what we banished off. We got rid of Sigma, one-time passcode, another Sigma, Nabla, Equation, Addition, Division, Addition again, Induction, and another Addition. So we did get rid of all of our additions. Yeah, definitely unfortunate there, but that's okay, we could still play around. The deck is flexible enough that you could do whatever you want, and we drew into Nabla and Diameter. Alright, so I want you guys to remember that technically we haven't even done a normal summon this turn yet, so we definitely still have quite a bit of options available. So in this case, you could actually summon out your Nabla, and then just play off whatever you want to in this case. Or you could go for a Diameter as well, though Diameter doesn't do too much right now. So I'm thinking what we could do here is, let's see, we could go for a Monster Reborn with the Nabla and bring back the Exceed Dragon. allowing us to, well, the parallel exceed that is, and this will allow us to then go for a final sigma again. Definitely nice there, and if we wanted to, we could do a follow-up on the next turn with diameter as an extra play. Otherwise, we have here the Ash Blossom to disrupt your opponent, and you have 2 strong monsters out on the board. Otherwise, instead of doing that, let's do a bit of a backtrack. Instead of bringing back Exceed Dragon or Parallel Exceed with the Monster Reborn, you could bring back one of your Link 2s instead, which is definitely also a nice option. And you could just link these away and potentially go for something else. So in this case, maybe you want to go for an Ib. It's up to you what you really want to go for, but it is quite interesting to see the different possibilities of things. But yeah, with that being said, this is definitely something that requires you to experiment with, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys actually thought about this. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this. There's definitely a lot to explore, so yeah, let me know what you guys are actually able to come up with as well. You know, the extra deck is so flexible that you could really play quite a good variety of different Cyverse monsters out there. I hear you could play the Ignistas in the extra deck as well. That's definitely quite a bit of an option there. I just don't have access to those cards because I never actually bought into the sets that actually included them. But with that being said, it's just a matter of you trying out a few more things, different ideas. And yeah, with that being said, definitely let me know how things actually turn out for you. I do thank you guys for actually joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.